Well, folks, I have bad news. We've decided not to launch this course after all, so I'm really sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm very excited to launch this course, actually. I haven't been this excited about a course in quite some time, and I've got a lot in store for you that I can't wait to share with you in this video as far as that goes, because, for the bonuses, there's some really cool things that I'm offering as bonuses, and I'll be honest, in past courses, a lot of times I kind of let the bonuses just kind of hang around for people after the fact. I'm not doing that with this one. In fact, I've already been discussing, as of this recording with David, my designer, that we're going to specifically carve out the bonuses after this week for the launch period and sell them as add-ons. So they will cost extra for anybody who wants these. For any of you who sign up this week during this launch period, you will have it included for life. So let's get into this. I want to show you right away exactly what you're getting with this course. And the first thing you're probably going to want to know is what it looks like when you actually sign up and pay and join in and start taking the course, right? So here it is right on my screen. This is what the dashboard looks like for the course. Down here right now, it's going to give you the invite to join the Slack workspace. And as you can see, I'm kind of strongly encouraging you to do this right away. I want you to take advantage of this. The Slack community is one of those things that will not be included in the course after this week. You're going to get lifetime access to that. Anybody who waits till after Friday, March 8th is going to have to pay a monthly subscription. The price to be determined, nothing crazy, probably like $37 a month or something like that, but it will be extra. It's starting to get to be a lot, to be honest, for me to maintain all these Slack workspaces that I've included for years with every single course. So I need to stop doing that. So here's the overview. You can click over here and browse by category, right? So these are the major modules. There's 7 modules in all. Actually, we scrapped tax planning and compliance, so I'm going to be pulling that out. And advanced topics is out. It's going to take on kind of a different form. So by the time you get here, these will not be here. The first 5 modules for sure will be here. So what do those look like? On my left, overview is just going to be the introduction, which is going to be a little bit more of what you're seeing right now, where I just kind of give you the tour of what's involved and how you can sort of search around and find what you need. And then next, we get into the setup. The first thing you have to know how to do before you can record transactions is how to get everything set up properly, right? So in this first lesson, which you can see is already ready for you as of this recording, not all of them are. I'm still like editing and uploading like crazy to make sure it's all in here on time for you. There may be a few things that aren't in quite yet by the time you get here for the launch, but I can promise you that I will be at this every single day adding new content so that within days of launching this course, everything will be here completely. So as you can see, we've got a video here. It's about 23 minutes. It walks you through the whole process of setting up QuickBooks Online, including a chart of accounts, right? Over here, we've got templates. There's a ton of templates included in this course. So right here, you can see this is the chart of accounts template, which is going to open up in Google Sheets. And you saw a bit of this if you watched the 6 videos leading up to this. You will be able to go in there, tweak the template as much as you need to, set up the counts exactly to your liking. And then this same video is going to walk you through how to import that further down. So first I go through all the different sections and giving you a lot of the sort of context for the logic behind why I did things like including the account numbers and so on, right? Here's an example of what the equity section should look like. Then we get into income. As you can see, it's very detailed. There's a lot in here and there's screenshots and templates. I'm just going to kind of scroll down here to, over here at the bottom where it kind of clues you in, like watch the video. The video is going to show you exactly how to take the template once you've tweaked it to your liking and get the thing imported. So every lesson in here is going to be kind of like this in terms of the depth and breadth of the lesson, right? We've also got this one in here. So once the accounts are set up, you can set up the items. Again, you're going to have some templates to use, lots of screenshots. Just so if you don't want to watch a video or have noise on, you can go through the screenshots. So I really try to design these things to appeal to every different kind of learner. There are people who are more visual. There are other people who'd rather read and go step by step through this so that you can look at the screenshot and go practice on your own versus having to pause a video and so on. I know sometimes I prefer to learn that way. Sometimes I don't want to put on a headset and have sound playing, right? I just want to read something and get the instructions. So that's how I design these courses the way I do, and that's the whole reason why, right? So moving along, once we've got things set up, then we've got the flippers and construction part. So I mentioned this in the video series leading up to this. We're going to show you how to enter a HUD-1 for the purchase. Then we're going to show you how to categorize and record all the construction expenses. Then we're going to show you how to import those in bulk with SASANT, because you'll learn why you can't just use the bank feeds for this, because the bank feeds don't give you access to the right areas that you need in order to do this kind of accounting the way I'm showing you how, the right way, right? And then we're going to show you what it looks like when you've now sold that property and you record the sale, another HUD-1 on the seller's side, and how to calculate the gain or loss and book that. And that completes the flippers and construction part. Then we dive into rental properties. The first thing we're going to show you how to do in case it comes up is how to convert a flip to a rental. So this means I got all my, I bought the property, I did all my construction, I was going to sell it, but I decided, you know what, this is going to be a cash cow. I'm not going to sell it, I'm going to keep it and rent it. So this first lesson under rental properties teaches you how to convert that property in the accounting and effectively move it, around on the balance sheet from the place where it was for construction purposes to where it needs to reside permanently as a rental property until and unless you decide to sell that someday down the road. Then, of course, we're going to go back and say, let's say you didn't convert a flip. We need to see how to record the purchase of the rental property. So another lesson that shows you how to go through a HUD-1 with a few, differences in terms of the construction versus the rental property. A big one being here we won't have a construction loan. In the case of the construction, we likely will have a construction loan. And construction loans are kind of their own animal. They work very differently than any other kind of property purchase related loan that you'll ever see. Okay. Then we're going to get into, maintaining that rental property, recording the rents. You'll see why the first 3 months are critical. Okay. Then after that, we're going to record the payments and show you how to track the receivables. Then we're going to show you what to do when somebody moves out. Then we're going to show you how to track the ongoing expenses, the maintenance stuff, and then the major expenses, the renovations, the stuff you would capitalize on a rental property is what's coming after that. All right, let's close a few of these sections up. Then we get to analyzing financial reports. I'm going to add more to this, but for now, how to generate a rent roll. Earlier you saw, I'm going to talk to you about how to track the receivables. We're going to do that with a simple open invoices report. Some of you are going to want to see if you can get like a rent roll, which is a very specific kind of report for a rental property. I'm going to tell you right up front, there's no way to get a true rent roll in QuickBooks Online. It's just not designed for that. But I'm going to show you how using some custom fields and things we can get very close. And then we're going to show you, a lot of you, probably already know this or can figure it out, but it's still, I think, important to have it as a lesson in the course, showing you the profit and loss by property, everything leading up to this point. It'll be clear to you how we're using customers to track the properties, and so running a P&L by customer essentially is what we're going to show you here. But we're also going to talk about the reason why this is such an important report to understand, to run, how to filter it so you can analyze one particular property, and so on and so forth. I am pulling the tax planning and compliance section. It is just frankly, and it was an area that I thought about tackling, but to be very honest with you, taxes are not my area of expertise, and I didn't want to bother anybody, being that it's now tax season, to bring them in. So I may bring it back later when I can bring in somebody who truly is an expert on the tax planning part specifically for this kind of business. But for now, I'm going to pull it. It will not be here when you get here. Advanced Topics is going to go away for a minute, and it's going to come back taking on a little bit different form, but not immediately when this course is launched. So just full disclosure, we had this set up because I gave it to my designer with the original outline. But as I wrote the course more and more and got into developing things, I've just made some changes in how I want to approach things. So that's the basic lay of the land in terms of what's included in the course. And now I want to talk about, some of the other stuff as far as what's included, especially the bonuses that I want to offer you. Okay. So first, if you've been following along with me for a minute or more, then you might know by now that not long ago, I decided to make a permanent sort of cut across the board. All of my major Bulletproof bookkeeping courses used to be priced at $2,500. I said, you know what? I don't want to play these games like I felt like I was playing, where it's priced at $2,500, but then every time there's a holiday or every other Tuesday, I run a promo, give you a discount code to encourage you and make you think you're getting a deal. And it is a deal. I think these courses are all worth $2,500. But at a certain point, and a little bit selfishly, to be honest with you, because I don't have the energy, frankly, to sit here trying to, come up with all this stuff. I said, you know what? I'm just going to keep it simple. It's $1,500 across the board. This is what all these courses are priced at, and this one is, included in that. And there's not going to be any discounts. There's not going to be promotions. I don't care if it's the holidays. I don't care if it's Valentine's Day. It doesn't matter. It's always going to be $1,500. Okay. I may do some bundles and things later on, especially because after I roll this course out, I have a whole portfolio of real estate related courses. Most of you, because most of you have been with me for a while, already have a couple of these courses. So I'm not promising anything, but that's the only thing I could see conceivably doing at some point is bundling courses. Okay. So what we're offering now for this week, for this sales period, is the course is normally $1,500. It's now going to be $997. It's going to be $1,000. This will be your only chance to get it for $1,000 plus all the bonuses I'm about to go through with you, and then I'll explain to you what that all really kind of adds up to. Now, I know it's very common for marketers to do this kind of thing with bonuses and telling you what the value is. And, I've looked at offers. I looked at somebody who did like a tax course, and it was like they were charging something like $1,000, but they claimed that all the bonuses they were offering amounted to like almost $100,000 in value. And it's bullshit. Let's be honest, right? I'm not going to try and do that to you. In fact, I'm going to go through each of these, and I'm going to explain to you exactly where the value comes from. The first thing on the price, it's explicit. It's literally $500 less than what I'm going to be charging after this. Okay. Next, we're going to do 2 live Q&A sessions, 90 minutes each. Okay, and that I'm saying is a $2,997 value, $3,000. The logic behind this is that if you were to hire me, if your company were to hire me to come in for a half a day and spend training with you, that's what I would charge for the half a day, not including travel and whatnot. So that's how I base this. Half a day of my time, which 2 90-minute sessions is 3 hours, add on 1 more hour, that's half a day, right? That's where that comes from. Next, the thing I've offered with every single Bulletproof Bookkeeping course, and I've always included it not just as a bonus, but for a lifetime, is the Slack community, the VIP community lifetime access. I'm calling this a lifetime value of $1,500. This one, I'll be honest, is a bit arbitrary, but I really think it's worth at least that much. And the difference here is after the sales period, after this launch, I'm not going to include it. It's going to be offered as a monthly subscription. It turns out it takes a lot of my time to support all these Slack communities, especially now as my course library has grown significantly. So I'm probably going to go back, grandfather everybody in who's already in these courses, but start, offering the Slack communities going forward as an add-on with a monthly subscription for those who want them, right? So again, I've always included a community, but like I said, I'm hitting kind of a critical mass with this, so I'm no longer going to offer it permanently, only for people who sign up during this first week. After that, it will be offered at an added cost based on a monthly subscription. Next thing, earlier in the video series leading up to this, I referenced and I even shared a screenshot with you at one point of my Airtable investment tracking template. Now, no, I'm not going to teach you how to invest in properties. I made that clear in the last video, but I am going to give you the template itself included as a bonus. I'm putting $1,000 value on it. I actually think it's probably worth a lot more than that. You'll see when you get into it. It's pretty sophisticated the way it's built. It's got quite a few tables, and they're all, they're relational tables. It's basically a relational database that I built based on some webinars and things I'd read about how these people put these deals together. And if you study the template closely, you'll see the formulas I've written that kind of give away, how they structure the deals, what the loan to value needs to be, those kinds of things. So that's probably worth more than twice that much, to be very honest with you, but I'll call it $1,000 for our purposes. Next thing, many of you are probably familiar with the fact that last November, as of this recording, November 2023, I launched Bulletproof Notion. I'm about to release Bulletproof Notion version 2.0, which is just the tracking system that I built with a series of templates in Notion that allow you to keep track of everything and put all the information you really need right at your fingertips. Well, I've designed a Bulletproof Notion for property tracking, property management. So you'll see I gave you a little bit of a look at this in the last video. I'll give you another quick glimpse right here, right now, so you can see what this really looks like. Okay, so if I go here, you're going to basically get access to a view-only version of this, which at your top right, you'll have an option to duplicate it. Obviously, you'll need your own Notion account, so you can make that duplication. It'll make a copy of everything that's in here. Now, this is still very much under construction, but it's enough for you to get a glimpse and see what's going on here. So you'll have a property here. You can see I've got all the information, high level about the property. I can click in and get, all the details. Over here, we've got the tenants. You can see I'm the tenant. You can see I'm living at that property, and boom. And of course I can click this open. And now this is actually tied to a bigger CRM database that's in here where you'll keep all your contacts, including vendors, plumbers, people who do work on properties. Everything is all going to be in here. This is just a specific part that's carved up to just show the tenants. And then over here, the maintenance records, where this is an example of a maintenance request that would have been submitted by the tenant. And I'll show you in a second. We've got a really cool add-on app to Notion that lets you set up a web form that will, take in these requests and populate this exact note exactly the way you see it here. So moving up to that, it's called Fillout. All right, let's just jump in here real quick. I'll go into the template and I'll go to share. You're seeing kind of the back end of this right now. But as I go here, and this is obviously totally at your option. Let's start again. To use this product, I believe you can use the free version and it'll work just fine. With Notion, you'll probably need a paid Notion account, but trust me, you're going to be very happy with the paid Notion account. There's so much you can do with it. So here they would fill out the request and say, hey, I have a problem with my plumbing. Come in here. This is linked directly to my Notion database. So when they choose to add the property, there's the property. You saw it before. Right now, I've just got the one unit number created. There it is. And then we'll go on and say the problem's in the kitchen, right? So all this, is it urgent? When did you notice this? I noticed it today, and write a description and so on. Do I have permission to enter? You get the idea. So all this information's here and it ties right back into Notion. Now, why is this important? Why is this useful to you? You may choose not to do this. You may not need to do this. Assuming I'm talking to you as the bookkeeper serving the property owner, this is something that at your option you can offer and say, hey, look, a lot of my clients come to me and count on me to help them get organized beyond just the accounting data, but all the accounting adjacent data, such as this, I can help you keep it organized and manage it for you. I can help you get everything built into the system. That's a huge added value that, of course, you should charge more. You'd better charge more if you're using this for your clients. But I think it's really cool and really slick and just a great added value to everything else that we're offering. And so I'm offering you that, and I'm stating its value at $1,500. The truth is, you can see on my site, the original Bulletproof Notion, I priced it $750. I did this with the idea in mind that I was discounting it. It's a full-fledged bulletproof, course, which means by definition, it's valued at $1,500. I'm just discounting it there. For these purposes, I'm saying it's worth at least $1,500. I mean, and that's just scratching the surface. Like I said, I've got more work to do building that out. It probably won't be quite ready by the time you're watching this video if you're signing up during the initial launch phase, okay? But it will be ready very soon. Now, the last thing that I'm going to offer as a bonus included in this first week for anybody who signs up before Friday, March 8th, 2024. This is going to be another Notion database, but unlike the last one that I just showed you, this is not going to be something you're going to duplicate and make a copy of in your own Notion. So even if you don't use Notion, don't want to use Notion for yourself, you can still take advantage of this. And what I'm going to create for you here is a curated resource for articles and information on the housing markets. Now, why is this useful? As I mentioned to you in this video series leading up to this video, there are huge opportunities for you here beyond just the obvious accounting service related ones, as far as getting familiar with the markets, becoming that much more valuable to your clients because you do understand the markets that they're working in and you can advise and guide them along those lines. And especially, I said at some point, you might even want to get involved in some of these deals yourself and you'll be well educated to do so. So this resource that I'm going to include here is designed to help you become that. And what it is as follows. I'm calling it a curated resource for articles and information in the housing markets. And I'm valuing this at $2,500. And this one is a little less arbitrary than some of the others might be. And I'm going to tell you exactly where it came from. I actually asked ChatGPT. I described this resource to ChatGPT. Mind you, the transcript I use in ChatGPT is the same transcript I use anytime I want help or guidance or advice as far as things I'm doing with Nerd Enterprises. So this is a ChatGPT transcript that is very familiar with me and my business and everything I do. And I want to actually read you what the response was from ChatGPT. I was actually quite a bit flattered by what it came back with. So here's what ChatGPT had to say. Curating and maintaining a Notion template dedicated to the housing market, complete with links to useful articles and your personal commentary, provides substantial value, especially for students looking to deepen their understanding of the real estate market and its trends. This component combines the benefits of curated knowledge, expert insight, and convenience, making it a significant value add to your course. When valuing this edition, consider several factors. 1, time saving for students. Your curation saves students countless hours they would spend finding and vetting information. 2, expertise and insight. Your commentary isn't just opinion, it's expert analysis, which can help students make better informed decisions and understand market dynamics more deeply. Exclusivity. This curated content is unique to your course, offering insights students can't easily find elsewhere. 4, continuous value. If you regularly update the template with new content, its value increases over time, keeping the course relevant and valuable long after purchase. Given these factors and comparing it to the cost of similar market analysis services or subscriptions that professionals might pay for, you could conservatively value this edition at around $1,500 to $2,500. This estimate takes into account the exclusivity and ongoing nature of content, which could easily be equivalent to or surpass the value of a yearly subscription to a professional market analysis or real estate news service. By presenting it as an exclusive, continuously updated resource that leverages your expertise to save time and provide insight, you enhance the overall value proposition of your course significantly. So that's where it came from. I literally got the answer from ChatGPT. I'm putting it at the higher end of the range because I do believe it's worth that. And I don't remember if I mentioned this or not, but how frequently will I update it? It could be daily, it could be weekly. It really just depends on how much interesting stuff I find that's going on in the market. But I can promise you that I will be updating this regularly because after this launch period is over, I will sell that as an add-on to the course for anybody who wants to pay extra for it. So if you want to add all these numbers up, what I'm offering you here is a total value of, let's just round it up and call it $10,000. But you're going to pay $997. That's what this offer is priced at, $997. One time, you get access to all of the bonuses, to everything that's in the course, all the updates that I'll make, and I will be making updates. I've already referenced at least 1 or 2 updates in this very video that I'm going to be making shortly after launch, and I can assure you there's going to be more. And I'll be honest with you, the more engagement and interaction I get from you as the students, the more excited I'm going to be to come up with more and new ideas for things I can do to add to the course and make it fun for all of us. And that's my goal here. I really want us all, I want you to be very successful. I want you to be able to build a bookkeeping business based on serving this niche. I think it's one of those niches that if you learn it, if you dive in, if you learn everything that I have to teach you about how to do the accounting for this, the confidence that you're going to gain just from having, developed that command of this information, of this knowledge, is going to make you effortlessly able to attract these clients. They're going to talk to you, and in a short conversation, they're going to hear your enthusiasm that comes from your confidence, and they're going to be able to tell that you have good knowledge of the markets that they're working in. That is the one thing more than anything else that's going to go the furthest in terms of you being able to sell your services to your clients, is inspiring the confidence in them that this isn't just somebody who does the accounting for this stuff. This is somebody who lives, eats, and breathes this stuff and does it all day long, and it's all they know. And that's the person, if I was a real estate investor, that's the person I would want doing my bookkeeping for me. So that's the person I want you to become so that you can serve your clients and build a really successful and really fun business to work with as far as the kind of accounting and the fact that it's so well tied into something that's sort of so quite literally tangible in real life and in the real world. I think it's just on so many levels such a great choice for a niche that you can take on. And I believe I have the ultimate resource for for you here as far as giving you everything you need and well beyond to be able to build a business as a bookkeeper or an accountant who serves property owners and flippers. So with that all said, I look forward to getting started. I really hope you make the choice to sign up. As soon as you do, make sure you go over into that dashboard and get into the Slack workspace. That's where a lot of the magic's going to happen. That's where we're going to be able to talk, and that's definitely where you're going to be able to ask me questions to make sure that you know exactly what you have access to, how to find everything, and so on and so forth. So again, good luck. I hope you click that button to sign up, get in, and I look forward to getting started with you right away.